Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest in the studio today. We have the one and only, the legendary Miss Lynn Davis. Lynn, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to have you. I'm so honored to have you in my presence because I know that
Pleasure to be here.
we were supposed to do this a few years ago, but obviously because of technicalities and whatever. But it's finally
Right?
happening now, and I'm so overwhelmed and happy to have you in my presence. So we're going to talk about obviously the new single. And
Mm-hmm.
also, we're going to touch on first of all some of your sort of earlier stuff. So Miss Lynn Davis, I know you've done sort of some earlier stuff with Mr. George Duke. So tell us about your time with George, the late great George Duke.
God, the span of maybe like over 25, 30 years. Um, I started with George when I was about 17, 17 and a half. And I was in college at USC at the time. And I asked my parents, could I take a leave of absence so that I could go on the road with George? And at the time, he said he was doing a Los Angeles um, tour of nightclubs and that I was too young. So he called me back in about a year and a half later, and that's when everything began.
All right. Okay. And I
Yeah.
imagine it was a joyous time with. It seemed like a really nice guy to work for over the years.
He was amazing. Kareen, his wife, and George, they were like my industry parents. So I grew with him. I learned a lot. I toured with him. I worked on every project that he worked on. He really took me with him underneath his wing and took care of me.
Great. And as well as working with George, you've actually worked with other people as well. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's the whole bucket list of people I could mention. From Barbara Streisand to many others. So if you sort of give us a rundown, I know it's a bucket list, so just name
Oh
a few
my
people that
gosh.
you've worked with over the years. You've done some session work for.
Um, Stevie Wonder, Patrice Rushen. I did, excuse me, on the road with Marvin Gaye, um, George, of course, Yanni, um, Mick Jagger, Marilyn Manson, Whitney, Mariah, Celine, so many people. The
I know.
Jacksons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow. So yeah, definitely. I know you're definitely known in the business for a number of years. I've seen your name on many album credits through the
Mm,
'80s, through to the '90s, and so forth. So
right.
I know you've done the vocals on the George Duke album. The track was "I Want You for Myself." That was you doing the lead vocals, right? And not Josie.
Yes. No, that was me.
Right. Okay. And a wonderful performance it was. That's one of my favorite tracks, actually. A matter of fact, Master of the Game is one of my favorite George Duke.
Master the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the album
Yeah.
well. I think I was at college around the time when I saved up my money to purchase that
Right?
particular album. So yeah, I know it
Right.
well. I know all the
I think
credits.
that was my I think that was my second album with George. The first one was Follow the Rainbow.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
that one too. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, so I know you've written for Patrice Rushen as well. Have you written for anyone
Mhm.
else?
Tracy Spencer, um, her her single, Hide and Seek, I wrote that. Um, I can't remember the other songs. They were for one was for a commercial and one was for a movie. Um, that's a shame that I can't remember everything that I've
That's
done,
okay.
right?
That's okay. The bucket list is so long. So I knew during the pandemic and everything, so I know it was sort of hard for you to sort of be on the road and stuff like that. So what did you sort of do with your time during the pandemic period?
Well, I've been in kind of semi-retirement, and so I stayed at home, and I was really blessed to not have to work. I was good. So I wrote songs and I just kind of did a self-care regimen for 2 years. Yeah.
Okay, great stuff. And so okay, so we're gonna play I Want You for Myself from the Master of the Game
Thank
album.
you.
So
Uh-huh.
if you just announce it and then we'll give it a spin.
This is a George Duke classic. I Want You for Myself featuring Lynn Davis. Enjoy.
Wow, that is a wonderful song, Lynn. I mean, the vocals are so, I mean, it's one of those tracks that
Oh, thank
still gets
you.
played today. I mean, it's just a timeless track, and your vocals are amazing on that particular track.
Thank you. Thank you so much. George gave both myself and Josie the opportunity, and I just think that certain moments and times are just for, what it's for. She's a great singer as well, and it just worked out the way it worked out. And all the elements came together, and I'm still being blessed by it. We're still being blessed by George's music,
Yes.
and I'm being blessed by everyone still loving that song. There's something about that. It's kind of magical, isn't
It's
it?
a timeless song. I mean, I whenever I play that track, I actually play it from, I know it's about 6 minutes long plus. I always play it from start to finish. I love the way it
I
flows.
love that song too. Yeah.
A beautiful
Real
song.
music.
Yeah, beautiful song. As I said,
Yeah.
the album itself is a masterpiece as far as
Oh
I'm
my
concerned.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah. So okay, so you've also worked with Patrice Russian. Did you co-write with Patrice?
I did. I did. We wrote some lovely songs together. Where There's Love. This Is All I Really Know. Uh, let's see, what's the other one? Uh, Come Back to Me. Is that the one we did? Yeah.
Okay, so that was between Pizzazz and the Forget Me Nots album.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. So let's fast forward into 2022 now. So Lynn Davis is back on track with a solo single. Tell us about the single, Lynn. Sorry, big pardon, Lynn. Let's talk about the single.
Well, I wrote the single with two other wonderful talents, Dennis McCoskey and Matthew Wilder. And we're just, we're sort of kind of how George and I were in the studio. It's just a flow, it's just natural, it just works.
Yeah.
And like Patrice and I, it just worked when we wrote together. It was never uh, difficult. It happened within minutes, the song. It didn't take hours. We sat down, she'd bring me the track, and, it just flowed. And I just wanted to honor all this great music that we did together. And the other songs that'll be coming out beginning of the year are just as incredible. So I'm just really excited.
Okay, so I can see it's a bit of a romantic song. I mean, you've got the phone call, and then obviously your man wants you to come over, or do you want him to come over to you?
Oh,
Explain
he
that.
surprised me. He really surprised me. I wanted it to be a romantic love story, and not um, as it seemed like, can I come over, like she's begging, but they're both busy. They travel a lot, and she knows that he's been gone for a while, and she just can't wait to see him. And then he surprises her.
All right. Okay. And
Yeah.
actually, I just caught up on the video. I think yesterday I just saw you got a video for the track as well, which is brilliant.
Yes, yes, yes. My director, Skeeter Jones, did an incredible job as a storyteller and a director, and just making the vision that I gave him come alive on screen. It's great.
Yeah. So, Lynn, I want to ask you a question. Is this your debut single? Have you released anything before this on your own
This
solo?
is this is absolutely my first single
Wow.
debut as a solo artist. Yes.
Well, I suppose over the years you've been so busy, you didn't actually get time to actually release anything yourself. You've been sort of busy on the road, working with other people and so forth. But it's great that you've put your own stuff out now. That's good.
Thank you. I think that it was God's protection, that I didn't do it earlier. I would have hated and being in a 360 type of record deal with big company. I'm I put it out through my own record company, Bella Records. We can do what we want, and let the people decide. I love that.
Yes, because you're in control, obviously. Being classed as an
Yes.
independent artist, you can do whatever you want, release things whenever you want. And I must tell you, Lynn, the track's doing quite well around in the UK and Europe right now.
Wow.
Doing
Oh,
very,
that's
very well. I mean,
amazing.
got a lot of obviously presenters and DJs in the business who sort of do their playlists, and it's pretty much on pretty much every
Oh
playlist
my gosh.
that's going right now. So congratulations for that.
Thank you. Thank you
And
so much.
it's such a wonderful song. As I said, I've included it in my playlist over the last show I done. Obviously, I played it, and I got a number of messages from people saying, "Is that Lynn Davis who used to work with George Duke?" I said, "Yes, it is."
Oh my gosh.
So people know who you are. They know the
Thank
name.
you so much. It
You're
wouldn't
welcome.
happen
So
without you
on the back of the
guys.
single, is there going to be like an EP or an album follow up?
There is going to be an album at the beginning of the year, most definitely. And they're going to love those songs as well. Yeah, because they're real soul music, R&B music.
Yes,
It's the real deal. It's
great.
the real deal. They're going to dig it.
So as far as the songwriting, did you do most of the writing, or did you co-write with other writers?
Um, I did most of the writing, but no, I did collaborate with Dennis and Matthew. It was a collaborative venture. There are a couple of songs that I did write by myself,
Yes,
but most of the songs we collaborated on.
great
Yeah.
stuff. Right. So I know you're on. If you tell people where the single's available and where they can reach out to in terms of like sort of social media, just let people know.
Okay, they can definitely go to my YouTube channel, which is Lynn Davis Music. And my website is www.lynndavismusic.com.
Good.
And we'd love to have you. And please like and subscribe, and so you can be first to know when we have neat stuff coming out. We have a behind the the scenes type of video that'll be coming out as well, the makings of the video and
Okay,
the song in the studio,
that sounds
and so
great.
that'll be really interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And yes, so that's really, really, really good. I mean, the track is so wonderful. I mean, the vocals are wonderful. The music is wonderful too. I mean, as I said,
Thank you.
it's really picked up pace, and it's only been out with like a week or two.
Oh, just I can't even tell you. I'm smiling. I'm just so happy about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's good. That's good. And I'm sure you're going to be getting more interviews after me and a few other guys. I'm sure because
Well, I
Lynn Davis
hope.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I think you will, most definitely.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, is there any plans to come to the UK at any time?
I would love to come to the UK next year. I really believe that that's in God's plan. So be expecting us.
Okay.
Can you
Well,
hear me?
I can. It froze a little bit, but yeah, I can.
Oh, okay.
Hear you.
I'm really looking forward to it, and I think that is in God's plan that we come to UK. And if you guys just loving it, most definitely be there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Lynn, so
Yeah.
thank you for your time once again, and it's a pleasure to speak to you. In my eyes, you're a legend. You're a legendary person.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you. I'm so glad that we finally did this.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
nothing before its time, as they say, nothing before its time.
Yes.
So we'll
Yes.
play it
Well,
with a
thank
brand new
you.
single now. So Lynn, if you want to sort of just announce a single before we depart. Oh, matter of fact, if you've got any messages for anyone, do you want to send some requests out to anybody?
Not really. I just want to thank my team of people who've been working with me to make this happen. I appreciate you all, love you all. And this is Can I Come Over from Lynn Davis from the Vault. So I
Okay,
hope you enjoy it.
okay, let's play the track. So Lynn, thank you so
Okay.
much once again, and good luck with the single.
Okay.
And we look forward to the
Thank you.
album in 2023.
Okay, we'll do this again. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Hold the line,
Thank
Lynn.
you.